Got a fire in my soul, yeah, it's burning bright. Guy Bandy told me just to follow the light. Well, I heard the people singing with all their might. So I hit the ground running, and I ran all night. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Well, I ran into my family, and I ran into my friends, and I ran into people that I didn't know then. And I said to them, hey, I could use a hand. And then I ran and I ran, and I ran and I ran. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. Well, the children and the elders and the strangers and the neighbors and the doctors and the teachers and the farmers and the bakers and the scientists and builders and the singers and the players and the buskers and the dancers and the dreamers and the painters and the coaches and the helpers and the artists and creators and the yogis and the healers and the preachers and the changers and the people and the planet and the forests and the rivers and the mountains and the oceans and the future and the vision. And the buskers and the patients and the future and the vision. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Mistakes. Don't miss these. Don't miss these. A world where everyone belongs. In harmony we sing this song. Peaceful vibes in paradise. Underneath.
Yeah. I got my buttons messed up there, brother. Tommy, how's it going,
Pushing
brother? Tommy?
buttons.
Yeah, man. Oh, they shifted up the StreamYard thing on me, man. I come in and I was like, didn't really have my mouse or my little arrow exactly where I needed it to be, but
Yeah,
that's all right. You know,
Been seeing a bunch of changes.
it's been kind of, I haven't really explored a lot of them. But I keep getting things when I come in that says, you got this option available and that option available. I haven't really dug in on a lot of it yet, but
The best one is that people tab. I know it's showing up in here now. The best thing is the people tab. You can
yeah,
see all participants' audio. You can lower the volume. You can mute them right there. You can do all this stuff. That's the best. It's like the participant list. That's the
yeah, it
best
is.
thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I like it too, man. I'm glad that I'm glad that they didn't have some of these options just so that it didn't feel so overwhelming. Now they add a little bit to me. I feel like I'm ready. Like, all right, I think I can handle that now. Uh, yeah, man. Hey, good morning, brother Clint. Good morning to you, brother Gaston. I see you out there, man. Good morning, fellas. I appreciate y'all being here, man. Been a good weekend. It was hot, hot, hot. This weekend we got the heat
Busy
back.
summer as Gaston says.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm sure it has been, brother. That's par for the course, ain't it, man? Good morning, Jersey. Good morning, Jersey. Love, Steph. Good morning to you, my friend. Up in Bethlehem, PA, delivering. Yeah, man. I know where Bethlehem, PA is. Shout out to you. Have a great day. Be careful. Glad to have you here. Good morning to you.
It's
Gen X said my
temporary
fat.
Guy and Tommy show instead of Guy and Shine, filling in for
Yeah.
Shine.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm not exactly sure when Sean will be back. He hasn't been in touch with me, but whenever he does, then we'll be back. That's all I can say, guys. That's the way I'm gonna carry it. We're gonna try to get a schedule worked out, so that we can start sharing out and have a little bit more organization, not just for anybody's sake, but my own. Just so that I can kind of do things on a Sunday or a Saturday and kind of share them out for the week and then be ready to just go when it's time to do it. Otherwise, I find myself eating up too much of my personal time. And believe it or not, I do have a personal life as well, so I have to try to manage my time as best as I know how. And that's just what we're going to do. We'll get it figured out. Until then, it's always good vibes. Always good vibes to all my beautiful people. I appreciate y'all being here. I loved your video of your home where you grew up. Hey, thank you,
Oh
Miss
yeah, that
Steph.
was cool.
Yeah, that's that little spot's called Dry Fork. My it's it's out to itself, and good people and everything. But man, you talk about a culture shift. Moving from Bel Air, I lived right outside Bel Air, Maryland, which is pretty much like little Baltimore. and,
Hmm.
I mean, it pretty much connects to Baltimore at this point now. But I grew up, it was everything, anything you could imagine, just like city life. Anything you could imagine was there. And then, man, we moved down to here, and I had been down as far as like for vacations and like see my family with my mom and dad because they both from where that little spot was at, they were raised on the mountain right up the road from there. Um, but man, I just didn't realize how secluded that it actually was until we landed here, and I'm like, oh my god, like there is literally nothing. Like I mean, other than my cousins, it was like, well, who do you date? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's not related to me? You know, I mean, like,
Hmm.
and everything was like. I remember my cousins when I first come down here. They told me about this place called the Strip. It was in Princeton, and I didn't know what it was. It's a place where they go drive or whatever. Well, I mean, they amped this thing up like it was like the best thing since like this is the most awesome place in the world. Hey man, we get there and all we did was drive up the street, drive back down the street, wave at people as they went, and wave and come back, and wave and go back, and it was like, guys, this ain't exactly what I was thinking when you said it was so. It just but for them, what they felt was entertainment or what they felt was awesome. It was like, dude, I don't even see what it is that we're doing right now. Just arrived, and the first thing I hear is dating my yeah, Victor. I was talking about moving down here from Maryland, man. When we first come down here, You know, I was 18 going on 19, and yeah, everybody I knew was my relative of some sort. Somewhere down the line,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, well, that's your second cousin. I'm like, well, how many cousins deep do I need to go before I'm in the clear? You know what I mean? I don't want a kid with too awful many toes, more than 10, you know. So I just was trying to be mindful, but yeah, it was just a culture shock. I'm making fun there, but it was just so out to itself. It's such a beautiful place. But wow, man. And I was used to flatland. I was used to, like, you seen rolling hills or whatever maybe, but you didn't see mountains. And man, it's
Funny that
crazy.
you mentioned like the one video where the park over the road where I
Yeah,
went to a town not too far from there called Bel Air.
really, that's awesome, man. Yeah, Bel Air, Maryland, man, it was a happening little spot. I lived, just outside of it in the country, so to speak. Whatever you want to call country, it's not really, it just out to itself a little bit. Um, but yeah, man, it was definitely different. But now this is home. I wouldn't want to be no other place now, but man, then it seemed like we fell into the like the hole. Like, man, where in the world? And that I'm taking y'all over on Johnson Branch, where my mom and dad grew up at. And man, you talk about out in the mountains, bro. Like that's where Squatch and everybody, the Skinwalker, all of them hang out there. Everybody just chilling. That's where all the creatures are found. I'm trying not to put that secret out there, but that's where they're all at. And
That
it's
was at
cool.
a professional tees. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say professional TV tees.
yeah, yeah. It is a great spot, man, and the vista on the one part when you top over the top of the mountain, and then you come around and you can see down into the valley where my daddy actually lived at, where they farmed at down in there in their little farm. And it's just like, to me, in my mind, it's so unbelievably jungle or mountain or whatever you want to call a forest. It's just hard to believe that people, like they rode horse and stuff out, and that kind of stuff. Like they grew their own food, and like
Hmm.
they were hard people, man. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are still exactly doing that same thing. So yeah, man, pretty cool little spot, man. And I tell you, man, the reason why I'm kind of leaning in on it is I've seen a lot of videos out there with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views talking about my home, talking about McDowell County, talking about Southwest Virginia. And I just don't feel like they portray it in the best light. I feel like all of them are trying to come at it in a way like that they're like it's just like it's just a derelict place, or like that it, whatever. And I'm just trying my best to figure out, learn how to bring things to people, but talk about it in a real way. I live here. I don't have to tell no stories about it or read no books to figure out some of the stuff that's going on. I live here, deal with it. I see what people go through, and it's and I just know
Hmm.
how kind the people are. I know this. If I took you to Baltimore and I said, look, I want you just to walk around this city, and I guarantee you nobody's going to do anything or say anything to you, I would be lying. Because the chances are, if you're from out of town or people don't know you, somebody's going to mess with you. Somebody's going to call you out. Somebody's going to say, hey, boy, what you doing? What? Somebody's going to mess with you. That's just the way it is in them parts of the town. But I could guarantee you this: you could come to my area, and unless you're scared of the dark and Sasquatch, ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. Matter of fact, they'd be apt to invite you up on their porch to have dinner with them, or invite you in their house. So my point is that, you know uh, there's a kindness that comes in this area that I just haven't seen in other places with people. There's a acceptance, in my little area. Man, we're all, I mean, I don't want to say we're all poor, because we're not. I'm not poor. you know, I don't make a lot of money. My wife don't make a lot of money. We don't have to make a lot of money. We do okay. But there's some people, man, that dude, they don't have nothing. Like you'll drive past their house and you'll think it's an abandoned property. Like that property I showed you that we lived at. I'm really truly surprised there ain't somebody living in it. And hell, for all I know, I go knock on the door, there might be somebody living in it. I don't know. Uh, but it's just that it to me, it's like even though I know that a lot of these people are desperate, or I don't not desperate, but they need they're in need. Um, Man, they would be the first ones to give you the last of what they had. They would, and you know what I mean. So I'm just really proud of that. I'm really proud of where I'm from, and I just like being able to go out and try to find different places myself, but go to places that I know and talk about things that I know. Just like Bishop, I'm not a history buff on it or anything, but you know, I did pull up some information so that I could talk about it. But a lot of it is just things that I also was just verifying to make sure that what I had been told or the things that I thought I knew was right. And you know, it's got a lot of coal mining history and a lot of this cool stuff. And I got some spot like you're on your video where you go underneath the road. You know, we've got some pretty cool train tunnels and train trestles and stuff that's just really neat looking. So I'm just looking forward to the adventure, man. Get out, mess around, whatever. But Steph, thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate that. I'm having fun with those videos. I actually enjoy
Got
doing them.
more on the way. Got some more things planned. Like I could do something tomorrow, actually. That we were just talking about.
Yep. Yep. And you
Before
got,
we
man,
went
you got a
live.
couple good ones out right now, man. You know, I like being able to see people's places where they're from and, you know, like, and maybe it's not like where you're from, but it's in the area of where you're from. It's like this is somewhere that I could go visit anytime I
Oh,
wanted
those
to, I guess.
videos are definitely where I was born. There.
Right. See, and that makes it fun for everybody. I think it's a good way to connect with folks. Even though maybe you're not a vlog channel or whatever it would be called. To me, and man, I'm just doing what I want to do anyway.
Sometimes it's just a change,
It's a
change from
change up.
the usual stuff you do.
Yeah, man, I'm just doing what I want to do. Like, and
Change it up. Like the best videos seem like take shots, like we were talking about before. Take shots and then change up within the video itself.
yeah, yeah. Go watch
Cut to
any
something
of.
different.
I would be leaning. I would be willing to say that any of the regular big people, and when I say big YouTubers, I don't mean subscriber count because anybody you can go get subscribers if you want them. You can get subscribers. It's the view count that I look at, and they consistently get big numbers of views. And I watch a couple, I watch a couple of them just to try to learn and try to see what they're doing. And within the past year, the shift I have personally seen out of the three top ones that I watch, Rob the Maritimer, Kevin Colby, and Sean Cannell. Now, the two that the YouTube people, as far as like Kevin Colby, Rob the Maritimer, both of them, I have seen them shift from more of instead of it being a talking head video, they're doing different shots and different B-roll randomness, and they're leaning in on bringing a more active experience to the viewer, meaning a shift in what they're looking at every so often, every 35-40 seconds or whatever. There's a shift in maybe something random, a cat running across the patio that has nothing to do with anything, but it's cool. So for myself, I correlated, like I could put something like I could have a random shot of my Bugster going out and fetching his toy and running back to me during the midst of shooting something to do with podcasting or whatever. I'm just throwing ideas out. But that's the shift. Like, I'm not going on what YouTube tells me is happening. I'm going on what Guy's been on here since September 18th. And since I've been on here, I've had my own motivations behind things. Some of my motivation is to support a community and grow a community.
Yeah, Lewis
And
Howes had on the other day Mr. Beast,
and some
and
of my motivation is to lean in on the ones that actually know what they're doing that can show a solid paycheck and shows you a solid number of views that they're working with. And the shift I've seen has personally, they've went from doing their little talking head kind of stuck in one spot videos to their, adding stuff of whatever. I don't know the words to use, but they're
And
adding stuff to it.
Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, for those you don't know, that's actually his name, his proper name, Jimmy Donaldson, known as Mr. Beast. And he was saying that like same thing, like they were talking about on the School of Greatness the other day that I saw, and they were talking about what like there's this algorithm that the YouTube algorithm is looking for, and you're
Yeah.
looking to create. You don't want to create stuff that people don't want to watch, but sometimes what's the balance for you, or that you find that like creating what people want and then creating what you want to create? What's that balance? And they were talking about that. I thought that was a cool thing they were talking about.
Yep. Bells and stars. Have a great day, my friend. I
But yeah,
am gotta step aside. Have a great day.
Bells and
You too.
Stars,
Thank
Gen
you.
X Effect.
Sasquatch
Gaston is in here.
Woodburger. Gaston, good morning, my brother. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Bells and Stars. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, this is just a random Monday conversation that we're having, and I I like to talk about YouTube stuff every once in a while. I don't like to lean in and on it. I'm not nothing to talk about it every day, but I do like to talk about the different things like between Tommy and Sean and others that's in the chat. And I like knowing what they're experiencing on their side, but I also like knowing what they see. Like, out of the
Hmm.
ones that like maybe they watch people that I don't that are successful. I happen to watch a few that I just named off. There's a couple other ones and other things. But what I have personally seen is they've gotten more active with their viewing experience. It's like they're using multiple B-roll shots and shots of other stuff as they're doing
When it
whatever it
comes to
is that they're
video,
doing.
yeah,
If I'm
video
sitting here
itself.
talking about my podcast instead of you watching me talk about my podcast or how techniques for podcasting, well, while I'm talking, I might be sitting here for a second showing you some stuff, and then it would click over to a B-roll shot of Bugster out here fetching his toy or whatever, or Bells and Stars walking on the beach or whatever. It would be something
Walk
that,
with the
and then
dog.
yeah, walk with, and then come back to whatever it was you were teaching, and that's what I mean by active in their videos. Uh, not necessarily, not necessarily walking or running or exercising, but just the way that they'll take multiple angles. Tommy and I were talking before we come on. Maybe have two cameras, uh, videotaping you. One that you're here and then another, and being able to you know use those b-roll cuts and things like that. So I'm just throwing these out there for the creators out there, or maybe the people that are wanting to maybe start creating. I'm just throwing these out there as a person that's been on. I'm just talking about things I personally know. That's the little shift I've personally seen in the past year. I'm coming up on a year now. September will make a year, and that's been how I've seen some of them shift. Is now instead of they're doing my point. Y'all just have to go. Well, I can't explain it, but they're just active. They're active in their stuff. They're not.
Watch them. That's one of the best mentors. You can have a physical mentor where you can meet in person at a coffee shop,
Yep.
or sometimes it's who you watch the
See.
videos. The digital mentor.
Yep. Well, that's like for example, like Brother Clint, man, like he said, B-roll camera is one of my next steps. Well, like with your video you did with your brother, you guys shooting some pool. Well, that right there, now
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yes, last night.
just because it's a video that you put out on YouTube doesn't mean that parts of that couldn't become B-roll. And I'm not saying just that video, but any other video that you've ever done, you could say, well, like that would be a cool random something to talk about for
Hmm.
15 seconds and then get back on point to whatever it is that you're talking about, or it, you
Yeah.
know that's things that like it, you start letting your mind open up to the possibilities, man. It's like, all right, for me, this is the way I look at it, guys. If I'm standing here talking to you, now I'm an eye contact kind of dude, but I'm not the kind of dude that leans in and gonna just like run you down with my eyes. Like I'm a glancer. I'm a look in the eyes and then I look away. Yeah, I'm not one. I'll be like, dude, back up off me. But it's like, so my thing is I'm gonna start trying to treat it like I treat how I act in the real world. So for me, I'm never just looking right here. I'm glancing over here. I'm leaning over and looking to see what
Oh,
the
look, a
dog's
bird.
running at. Yeah, I'm looking at the bird. So
Oh,
while
you
I'm
got
doing-
your window right there. My window's up to the side.
while
You
I'm
got your
doing my
window.
videos, I'm going to start adding in those random shots of other things that, and now it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to take my camera and physically move it, but I'll take B-roll from something else and add it in there as a randomness, or whatever. I don't know, but it's just ideas. Just
A
throw them
cool
out there.
Cool part of your little office you in there that you just want to share about, step away from the thing you're talking about. Like, what's a cool thing in your office?
Yep. Yeah. Something random, something that's like for me, like I would proudly,
Your drums or
like my clacker,
clacker?
my clacker. Hey, got paper football.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
man, I'm living days in school with that.
I even got a drum.
The
I mean,
paper
so-
football. Oh my! You just open up a.
Doesn't everybody have? Don't you have one too?
I forgot about it. I saw
You
that
forgot?
recently. But yeah, that just opened up memories of
I thought-
seeing all that in school. The
You-
paper
you-
football,
Well, you need to get you a paper football.
kicking
I
the
have
field
'em for sale.
goals.
I have them
Boom.
for sale.
Like
I do
that,
good ones. I do good ones. Just so you know, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Hey, I'm all about business. That's all I'm doing. But yeah,
Field goal.
yeah. Oh yeah, man. We still have some hardcore like it's not two-hand touch paper football around here.
Oh,
you
no.
know, we like a few clips every now and again just to kind of liven everything up. But
Keep 'em
yeah,
humble.
man. You guys are getting what I'm saying. Like Tommy was just saying, like anything, like as you're doing something, the way like just something random out of your office or something random out of your studio, or if you were out in the yard and you happen to take a picture of this cool mushroom growing, or if you're out in the yard and you got a video of the neighbor's cat kicking the dog's butt, that's a great B-roll to add in there and still be. So it's just I've noticed that from myself. Let's see, Clacker, aka the Hand of Guy. You know it, Brother Glenn. That's right. But I swear, I think the only reason why people only reason why like my mom wanted one and everything, I think it's just because they just like smacking my face a little bit. I don't know why. But sometimes that's just the way it works. I still play. Hey, I thought everybody did, bro. I thought everybody had a tournament at least once a month. I didn't know that I didn't know that had stopped. I thought that was something.
You
that
guys
went
saw
through.
that going on every week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He said, man, we're gonna have to have now. See, we're gonna have to have us a paper football game. We're gonna have to really hype this thing up and have us a little, because people don't understand just what a competitive sport that paper football can be when you start marking off in, foot sections. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in our rules, like, if you're going to extend something, you have to at least move a foot. You're not allowed to extend it by that far. You have to take it a little bit. And there's different rules that we use, but everybody has to know what they're playing by, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, Jamal Williams, shout out to you, brother. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you, man. We're just having a good conversation, man. We were talking about some YouTube stuff. Not that we're coming at it like we know anything. Like I just talking about it. Different things that we've seen in the past year, past couple years, however long we've been on, and
Things
things
that we want to share on you.
yeah, things that we feel like is worthy of the conversation for the creators out there, even the people that's just doing their vlogs or wanting to sit and do, even if you're more comfortable having a talking head video like we're doing. it doesn't take, and I'm coming at it from a real standpoint. I'm not strong at editing, but it does not take strength in editing for you to throw in a a picture of something random in a video, or even a small cut of a video in
Oh
there.
yeah, like the video after the game I went to, I threw in a little shot of the game win stuff, and then I proceeded with the video.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I mean, there's so many different things that I can think of
Hmm.
that you can do. That once you start think, because I think that's, as for me as a new creator, my problem was that if I was talking about this Mountain Dew, then I had to talk about this Mountain Dew for the full 7 minutes. I wasn't allowed to say anything about my clacker. I wasn't allowed. In my mind, I was stuck on this topic because this is what the video's about. This is what I named it: Mountain Dew, the best drink ever. Okay, well, I named it Mountain Dew, the best drink ever. Well, in my mind, as a new creator, I had to talk about Mountain Dew the whole entire time. Where I could talk about I could make that the biggest part of my video, but I could have some random video of my son wiping out on the sled, or the dog fetching a toy while you know what I'm saying. So it's like, no matter what it is that you're talking about, you can be as random. You can throw in those random things, which I think in the long run keeps people's brain anticipating what 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 might be the next random something. So if you have, like, for myself, my little videos of things that I like to do, like, hula hooping and things like that, then you could have a random video of you hula hooping. And what better way to draw them in? Then they're like, well, what's he going to do next? So you can just have those little elements of ignorance in there, which I have to splash some in for me, because there's, I like comedy. I like those types of things. So now that I'm thinking about these things from this angle, I'm starting to see where that I can add in my little senses of humor, no matter what I'm talking about or whatever it is I'm trying. I can add these little flavors in without getting too far over my skis and not be on point, so to speak. So anyway, yeah, man. Mountain Dew question: what's your favorite original Baja? Man, I mean, man, if it ain't loaded and OG, then it ain't for me. I like them all. Now let me rephrase it. I will drink them. I will drink any one of them. But if this is the real Mountain Dew, when I'm talking about real Mountain Dew, the real Mountain Dew. Yep, yep. And mm, I automatically feel better. I just feel better now. Yeah, man. It's just it. Yeah, OG original. I like the one with the real sugar too. Oh, I like it, but they don't have it they don't have it around here very often. You got, I guess, I don't know if this is, I don't know, but it's good. Let me get me another drink too. Mm-hmm.
Movie clips and videos. I watched the Bat Electrician, and he has turned me on to clips.
There you go, Clint. There you go. I'm telling you, man.
Bat Electrician. I'm intrigued.
Which in turn creators. What's FOMO mean?
Fear of missing out.
Is that good, good. Okay. All right, I get it now. All right. Fear of missing out. I'm going back up through trying to catch up. It also adds the anticipation of what he's going to
Or
do
another
next.
one that comes up too is FOPO.
Now I'm
FOMO, and
getting,
then there's FOPO, fear of all the people's opinions.
yep, yep. Well, and I think that for whatever reason, the audience is leaning in. It feels like that I see the successful ones, and I hate to say that word so blah, but the ones that you see consistently getting views enough that they're actually they're doing something. That, you know, they're not making lollipops. They're doing something.
Mm.
Well, if you watch their videos, you can back up a year or so and watch a couple, and then watch a few from today, and you'll see that they're getting more active with their videos, and they're getting more, whatever you want to call it. They're getting more active with their videos, man. And I don't know if that means that's the way it's gonna. Uh, I don't know if that's the way it's gonna be, but that's the way I see it happening. Let's see. What's he say there? He
Military
tells,
stories.
okay, with
The
humor.
fat
All right.
electrician.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. If you create FOMO, they will return simply to make sure you don't miss your latest fun clip. Yeah.
I get those.
Yes.
They always one things they always say. It didn't come from me. It was come from someone else. I lost it. It was give them a reason to watch. Give them
Yeah.
a reason to come join you. Give them a reason.
Well, and you know, yeah, like they may not even come back necessarily for what you're teaching about Mountain Dew. They may come back for the B-roll cut of the hula hoop. You know what I mean? And as creators and as people that in the long run, the numbers really do count. Well, then you don't care whether they come back to watch the B-roll cut, the C-roll cut, the D-roll cut, the A-roll cut. You don't care why they come back. In that sense, you just appreciate that they came over. So that to me is just another, like Victor just said, it's another element to make people want to maybe come back and watch just to see what something silly you do, or it doesn't have to be nothing silly. It could just be whatever. But you know, for myself, that's where I will probably start leaning a little bit on doing stupid stuff and just having something funny or whatever, just because it's fun. But I feel like that
Maybe I
be,
should rely on that, lean on that more and more, doing stupid stuff because I want people to learn from me, and like, and sometimes a lot of times it takes doing stupid stuff.
It does.
learn.
Well, and understanding that you are ultimately working for the audience. It you know, you're doing things for you. You're doing it because you enjoy it, but you have to give the audience the parts about you that you enjoy. Not just the one singular part, but try to introduce them to the other parts about you that you enjoy, other than that one narrow focused thing. And I think that this is the way that we can do it as creators, and it might get you a little more watch time or whatever.
I may be forgetting, but I think something's coming up that I could talking about where it all began in Toastmasters. That's coming up.
That would be cool. Yep, that would.
And I
be
was
cool.
right there in the parking lot and everything.
Brother Desi in the house. Shout out to you, Brother Desi. I hope you're having an outstanding day, man. Kicking this week off, getting her going, man. Got some pretty good videos. Brother Tommy's got him a few out of this week's, and more to come, and got some pretty cool
and
videos.
It's super fun. I don't want to stop doing this.
Yeah, it's inspiring too, man, because you said you might have found you a new home spot, maybe. Like that might be you know.
That's definite.
Oh, that's all. See, I mean, so therefore, just the act of you not forcing yourself, but just all right, I'm gonna go do something different today. I'm gonna go find something different close by. Just by you doing that, that's awesome. That's what you was doing. To me, that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing as well, is force yourself to maybe accidentally run into somebody you didn't know, or find a spot you didn't know, whatever. That's awesome, man. That is awesome, man. But yeah, man, shout out to you, Brother Desi. Appreciate
Do
you,
your
man.
show for yourself.
gotta
Make it
do it for
enjoyable
you.
and fun for yourself.
And
Avoid
think
the
about your
tail
think
wagging.
I learned from Jim that you must do
Yeah,
your
tail
show
wagging.
for yourself. Absolutely. You got to do it for yourself, but you have to think like what parts about it is it that makes things fun for
What
me?
can
Well,
people take from it too?
yeah, like you gotta if you say you're going to teach about how good Mountain Dew is, or you're going to talk about, then you got to talk about how good Mountain Dew is. But that doesn't mean you can't have some random shot of something else going on, or something else that you include along the way. And I just feel like that it's worthy of trying. If you're a creator and you're trying to do, trying to figure out a way to do better, which I hope we all are, at whatever level you are, you should be trying to do a little bit better. But like for me, I don't get no views, guys. I mean, I say I don't get no views. I don't get enough views that I'm not deemed a success on YouTube by no means. I'm just going by what I can personally see, the shift in the creators that I started watching a year ago when I was on here first starting, and to what I see them doing now. And when I say successful, I mean they get plenty of views. They get, they're definitely hitting a mark. I just see them adding, I see these elements being introduced slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, it's like they've become more and more active in their videos, and and longer, keeping people around. You know what I mean? So I hate to come at anybody like, oh, this is what you gotta do. I don't know. I don't know exactly what you gotta do, but I can say that I've seen what others are doing, that what you would call successful, and I think we can figure out ways to use what they're doing, what others are doing. It's part of the process, man. Part of the process. But no matter how I do it or Tommy does it, that ain't going to work for you. It's going to be the way you do it that works for you. Whenever that works, whenever you figure out and meld the pieces together that fits you, then that's when you found your sweet spot. And you just keep watching for those that you like what they're doing, and then try to, maybe if you feel like it, then try to do it. Hey, thank you, brother Desi. So I'm learning, man. I appreciate that. I just hate to come at y'all. Y'all know that dude. I'm a new YouTuber myself. I'm just going by what I can personally say for sure that I've seen in the past year. And I don't want nobody to get discouraged by views neither, because I do not get discouraged by views. I tell you what discouraged me. The things that discourages me are microphones and little gadgets that I have to try to keep up with and not break and not do. Going and shooting my video and then finding out that 4 out of the 5, I only had sound for about 2.5, 3 minutes, and it was gone. So those are the little things that frustrates me, but I do not allow my views to frustrate me, because I just feel like right now I'm just trying to find what works for me, and right now the lack of views kind of lets me know that I'm still on the path of finding what works for me, because it ain't working for everybody else. Like, it's like sometimes the greatest thing to say is nothing at all. Well, I think it pretty much answers my question. What I need to do, if I'm not getting the views that I want, then that means I got to do something different.
Are we on YouTube?
Hey, yeah, not the tube. It's
Not YouTube, but
quote
they
from
tube.
that guy. Yeah, they tube. Yeah. But yeah, man, I watch my stuff, and I just try to look for parts that, man, I couldn't do that 6 months ago, or that was okay, or blah blah blah. Now I kind of, I guess I don't even know what I guess what I should have done was try to watch because I hadn't watched my videos back yet, and I did multiple ones, and my microphone was cutting out. My microphone would last just a couple minutes, and then it would stop, and that was in every one of them. So, I guess I should, in retrospect, from now on, if I'm going to do multiple takes on my phone like that, and go to several different spots, then I guess I'll play the video, in between to make sure that I'm not, that my mics are working and that everything was proper. Um, but that's just the kind of things you got to work through as a creator. So that led me to learn how to do voiceover stuff. I didn't really like it though. I ain't gonna lie, because there's a couple. The one that I put out, I wasn't too bad with it, but a couple of the other ones, man, I couldn't. It just wasn't the same. Hey, what the quack in the house?
That's why I still haven't leaned fully on the wireless stuff yet. I still have a wired earbud set that I plug into.
Yeah, I guess that would be one way for me to make sure that doesn't happen to me again, because I use that one that clips on your chest right here, wherever you want to clip it, and it usually it's always been working good. It might just be where it's been abused, man. It's been in my pocket, it's been in the cup holder of the truck. We've used it a couple times as a paper football. It's like so might just be stuff like that. My dog may or may not have played fetch with it a couple times. I don't know. It's been through a lot. So, little gadgets, man.
It's a furry little thing.
Yeah, man. Nah, I've tried to take care of, but I ain't never used it as paper football. But I have had it in the cup holder truck, and it stayed out through the cold. Like, there was a couple times left it out, and it got so cold. I'm surprised that it's still
running in my head, the Aflac commercial. Quack, 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 quack.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
not a sponsor.
What the quack. Stay safe and blessed yourself. We appreciate you. Always good vibes to you, my friend. Quack, quack.
Amena.
Hey, Miss Amena, how you doing this morning? Good to see you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. We were talking about how to be awesome YouTubers like us. And, well, it was a short conversation.
How to lean into your awesomeness.
Yeah. No, we were just talking about, like, maybe some different ideas for people as they were doing their videos, things that we were maybe going to try and implement ourselves. I know I'm going to try to implement some ourselves, but the B-roll cuts, it seems like people have gotten active. Their videos have gotten active with the stuff that they put in. But that's all good. I mean, I think for me, I enjoy having the little bit more time, because it seems like they're wanting longer videos. They're running longer videos and figuring out how to, you're trying to figure out how to keep people's attention. And I think some of the way that you do it is to be good, to give good information, but it's also about the experience, the visual experience, the different stuff. Listen, I saw you running with the tutu. Yeah. I got good genes too. Laugh out loud. LOL, no new phone, but I'm gonna buy one next year if I'm still here. You're gonna still be here. Yeah, man, my tutu, it's a good one. It's quality. I'm pretty proud.
Very patriotic.
Yeah, Yeah, I think everybody should be patriotic, no matter what country you're from. I just happen to have the greatest colors in the world, red, white, and blue. But it fits well. I didn't realize that it doesn't have no bottom in it. So you got to be mindful when you got to be mindful. Because
it could quickly become NSFW.
You just got to be mindful. Yeah. Hey, this is a true story too. My kid and I went out here where the clothesline is right here, and my neighbor's right down here. I'm on the top of the hill, and my neighbors are right down here. And I know that they had walked in and out of their house, and they were out front. But man, we were filming, so I couldn't wait for them to go in. I mean, when things are happening, they're happening. It was in the moment. So I know that my neighbors got to see, they got to see me in my tutu too, and I think I think they appreciated it. You know, I try to bring everybody a little comedy relief, even my neighbors. Oh man, it was so funny though. I mean, it's fun for me. That was one of those moments for me and my son. We had such a fun time messing with it, just laughing. Dude, he's got as silly of a sense of humor as what I do, so it just made for a good laugh and everything, man. But yeah, Metro PCS said you're eligible for an update at What the Quack, and Cricket will update you with a new phone if you know your security number.
Yeah, when it started, but about this time last year when we first connected, I remember this room was bare, empty, and now it's filled with interesting little knickknacks all over your room.
Yeah. Hey, and it's funny how you start realizing, like, well, I mean, you remember when you started, like, some of these things, like, I didn't even pay attention to until I started, like, having some, different background or different stuff. You just didn't even pay attention. But then once I was looking at my stuff back, I'm like, well, man, you need something other than that old blank wall behind you. It looks stupid, whatever. So, make a sign with your YouTube channel and stand on the side of the road and you're I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. On my way to the top, bro. On my way to the top. But it's all these
Blank,
little,
speak of a blank wall.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's me now.
yeah. But see, knowing that you can put up virtual backgrounds and those kind of things, it's interesting. It's at least something for your eyes to, because I mean, we are eye candy. I'm not gonna lie, I
And
know that.
that's something you can do
But
to change the shot while you're in a live right now too. I just showed the real background of where
like
I'm
when you
at.
go buy a bag of candy, you don't just get one or two pieces of each one. You get a bunch of different pieces. So basically, what I was like, well, I know, like I can be eye candy, but I got to give them some other eye candy to go along with it.
hmm
You know what I mean? So it's just extra eye candy. But
I don't put this virtual background up to be fake. I put it up because that's what I want to be and that's what I want to do.
that's right.
And I want to be around that. So even if it's virtual, I want to be around that. That's why I put up this virtual background.
Well, and it sets a tone. It sets sets a tone. It gives an expectation, I guess, as far as I like it because it looks professional. I think that if you're going to do it, if you're going to do it on a regular basis, then have it where it looks good for everybody. Because that might be the one thing that draws people in, or whatever keeps people around, man. Candy Sammy, yeah,
Yeah, you can tell like, but a headphones you can see the background, the real
yeah,
background back through my headphones. There, you can tell it's kind of phasing out because I don't. If I had a green screen, it would probably be better.
yeah, yeah. It looks good though. It's a good background, man. I like it. I like it, man. Well, let's play us a song. I'm gonna go get me another refill of Mountain Dew. Hope everybody's doing good, man. I
Good
appreciate
break,
y'all
top of
being
the
here.
hour.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, man. I did time that one pretty good. It is the top of the hour. Got lucky there because I really wasn't 100% sure what time it was. But thank you, brother Tommy. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna play a little song for you called "Slow It On Down." I wrote this several years ago, but it's out. You can find it wherever you want to find it, or if you just don't want to find it, you can go to my page and listen to it all you want for free. I appreciate y'all being here. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back. Start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice slow pace. The kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice slow pace. The kind where a guy like me wins the race. I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old pace. The kind where God like me when to raise. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace. The kind where God like me when to raise. Slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace. The kind where God like me when to raise. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes on you. Always good vibes. Always good vibes on to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a
I'm a little drunk right now, but you would never do it. I'm a little drunk right now, but you would never do it. I'm a little messed up, or whatever you call it. I had your number saved and I thought, well, shoot, I might as well call it. You're probably still with what's your name? Yeah, sure, of course you are. See, I don't care. I met a fine girl at the bar. Woman you would ever be, I think her name was Lena. Way too much tequila, was it? Or Serena, but anyway, I'm doing good. Great. Oh, by the way, your favorite band is gonna be in town, and I'm the whole day get delayed. And I know you gotta take it right up close there to the stage. And you hear about cancellation, just a studio Tanqueray. But you ain't asked who's opening up, but we're headlining is what they say. And now we're here standing face to face, screaming, I'm a little drunk right now. You would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now, but you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now. You would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now. I'm a little insecure and I hate the bore. You already know it. I'm an undiscovered poet, performer with rockstar motives. Let me tell you something that not many people have ever noticed. But I'm scared of being vulnerable. And I'm scared of commitment, but obviously, yeah, whatever. Who is it? I bet if I called you, you'll be right at my spot in about 5 minutes. And you're going to delete this voicemail, God forbid your man think I'm in it. I'll say this to you when I get up in it, but I'm a little drunk right now. But you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right
issues too.
Mysteries. No mysteries. No mysteries. Oh man, here we go again. We're going to create change. Make it happen this time. Let's go. Always good vibes.
vibes.
Get out
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
open.
Thank
I
God
can
it's
feel it. It's
Monday.
going to be a
up,
good day,
everybody? Good
a
to
great
see you.
day. Let's go. Always good
Always
vibes.
good
Create
vibes.
change. Let's go. Let's go. Always
From
good
Tommy
vibes.
House,
Let's go.
What's
Always
the
good
quack in the
vibes.
house?
Have
Tommy
good
Keenan,
genes
how you
too.
doing? Yeah, man, I'll see you there. I'll see you there. What the quack in the house? I'm sorry if you're having audio issues. I don't think it was on our
Seen
side.
some buffering issues.
Some
I was
buffering and
actually
stuff.
experiencing some buffering myself on the player when I was commenting.
Oh, okay. Well, I apologize for that, but I don't think it's anything that I can do anything about.
It was delayed
on
or
our
something.
end. But that sucks. Let's see, the Aquatic News Network. Guess it's just
But you
me.
sounded-
Check back. Man, I
You
hate
sounded
that.
good in my ears though.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about that, Aquatics. Now it's good. Okay, well, cool. It might have just been. Yeah, I don't know. Nope, it is buffering. Okay. Well, I mean, I hate that it was doing that, but it might have just been because I know that every so often, usually throughout a couple hour live stream, there'll be that moment in there where there's a little bit of it'll do something weird, almost like it's like it's resetting or something. I don't know.
Technology, you expect something to happen with technology.
Yeah. Well, we apologize for that little bit of a hiccup, but y'all know how it is, man. There ain't not a whole lot we can do about it as the little minions that we are. But shout out to you, What the Quack. I'm glad that you're still here. Appreciate you, Magic of Healing. I appreciate you still being here. I'm sorry about the buffering. I know that'll make you turn
It's good
immediately.
now. What the quack magic. It's all good now.
Good, man. Gaston says good now. Okay, well, good, man. I know that you'll lose people when it starts doing that, and I don't blame them because I've said it before, like with this podcast thing or like thinking about sharing it over to podcast or anything like that. To me, I just thought it was a mute point to even think about doing that until everybody knows how to work their sound, everybody knows how to have their stuff proper, because if somebody's listening to you and you could have the cure for cancer that you're going to tell them, but they'll turn it because they can't stand the sound. I will. My favorite song can be playing on the radio, and if I turn it on, and nah, man, I'll find it again another time. So, yeah, man, it's important to try to keep it quality as best you can. Yeah, it's the way it works. What the Quack. I wish there was something that we could do about it. Now I do know, like when we're using backgrounds, for example, I do know that sometimes will cause it. I don't know why. Is that true, Tommy? I've been told that.
Well, because it uses more processing. What I do
Right.
is I unplug one of my monitors so it doesn't require too much processing to go to many screens. So I use just one screen when I'm going live. And
Okay.
that, if I had both of them on, like we were coming on before we went live, and it was already like starting. I didn't unplug anything yet, and my computer was going crazy. It's like everything was going slow. And then I unplugged it and it got fine.
I'm on. All right, I put my mic over on auto. Did that help with my sound going to you?
It might sound a little better now.
Let's see. Santiago says Tommy is louder audio than Guy. Santiago, did I fix it with the button I just pushed? Because it does have some new features on here under people where I can just make it automatic. But
I love that tab.
So I hope that it did. yeah, man, had to run to the post office. I feel you, man. It's one of those trips. Usually for me, when
Oh,
I'm
you
going to the
weren't
post
on
office,
auto? Your audio wasn't on auto? Now I see it is.
yeah, it's on auto now. I had it off because it messes with when you're trying to play music. It messes with the sound. Is what I don't know why
Yeah,
I had all that
it'll
turned on.
auto set your levels. It should be better now. It'll auto set.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope it is. Yeah, man. Glad to have you back, brother Clint. Man, we've been talking about them videos and just talking about different things for us as creators to maybe do to help us get a little bit more interesting stuff and maybe keep people around just a minute or two longer. I know, like looking through analytics and stuff now that those things are available to me, I realize that my videos are boring. I realize that they don't keep people. You can get 100 views, but if you're only keeping them for about 30 seconds out of a 8-minute video, then you're really not getting nowhere. You're peeing into the wind.
And you know where
So
it starts.
I
If
don't
you don't even want to watch your videos,
right. Well, where it starts is being honest with yourself, and don't blame the algorithms. Don't blame your supporters or your community members, because it's not their job to just make sure that you get views. Their job is to support you in a way by saying, hey, man, you might could do this or this a little bit. Support doesn't always mean, oh, that was great. Man, I know better than that. Like, I know better than to ask my mom about a song that I wrote. Because it's like most of the time she's going to be like, oh, that's good. And it's like, I know better than that. Like, everything I do ain't good. So what I mean as being a community member, for me, as being part of creating change, it's exactly what it means. We have to be willing to open ourselves up in a way to the community and say, look, what is it that you guys, as my people, as the people that are around and I'm associating with, and we're offering support to one another, how can you help me grow by giving me a proper critique, a honest critique, without being mean, without being nasty, without saying distasteful things? But there's ways that all of us, when humble, can grow and accept that, okay, well, this person's trying to tell me out of love, like, look, after about 2 minutes, I really didn't care for that. It just got boring, bro. So for me, now that I have the opportunity to look at those analytics, that's not how I judge how well I'm doing as far as do my comfort levels, but that's how I judge, okay, do I need to change up my approach to doing things? Do I need, and I do, and I do, because my analytics say so. Like, I've never been able to really retain an audience. I think like 30 some percent or something like that retention or whatever. Well, to me, that's horrible. If I make an 8-minute video, I'm trying to make 8 minutes worth of video somebody sit down and watch. Well, I realized when I go back and look at them, like, well, that kind of was boring, or man, I could have done a little bit better with that, or I could have structured this a little bit better. And when you're honest with yourself like that, algorithm means nothing. Hashtags mean nothing. They ain't none of that mean nothing. If the few people that I am getting to watch my videos each time I put one out, if my analytics tell me that the few that I really care about that I see, and the few that I don't know, if the average works out that all of them are turning off at about 35-40 seconds, or that all of them after about a minute and a half are done, then that tells me the truth. That says, guy, you need to put something that's a little bit more eye-catching, or maybe a little bit more interactive way to your approach. I'm not blaming the algorithm. I'm not blaming the hashtag. There ain't a hashtag in this world going to save me like that. If I can hashtag it from here to kingdom come, but if I got an 8-minute video that only gets a 30-second view, well, that hashtag didn't do nothing but put a bad video out there for people not to want to watch. So my thing is like, I take the realest numbers. Numbers don't lie. I take the comments. I take outside information that I can gather along the way, and I give myself as honest critique as I can with each video that I do as a creator. Now, I'm doing it to have fun. Obviously, I'm doing it to have fun first and foremost, but I'm a very competitive person. If I play tic-tac-toe with my mom, I'm trying to win. I don't let, no. I don't let nobody win. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's tic-tac-toe or checkers. I don't care. King me. I'm trying to learn how to do it and how to do a good job at it and bring something that's interesting. So, I want to build a community of people that, especially for our creator friends out there, for those of us that are really serious about trying to grow, trying to do something different. I love you, son. Okay, be careful. But for those of us that are truly trying to bring bring something that can last, then I think we have to be willing to listen and willing to take the numbers that don't lie, take the comments, take all those things and the outside things that you can then say, I approve of that, to put into my own stuff in my way. And you just keep doing that until you figure out what works for you. Because I could pontificate on this the rest of the day. I could say, well, this is the way you do it, this is the way you do it, this is the way you do it. But even if I was a success, a complete success, and I got 50,000 views every time I shared a video out, the way I do it ain't going to work for Tommy. If Tommy was getting 50,000 views and wanted to share with me exactly what he was doing, and I tried to do it exactly the way he was doing it, it wouldn't get the same amount of views, because it's not Tommy doing it. Because Tommy found his way. It works for Tommy.
And I found a way on this playlist. I saw something that Gaston helped bring up, that these playlists should be collaborative, but I saw something I wasn't seeing before, and I flipped it this time. And now Gaston confirmed he actually sees the button where he can add videos to the
Good deal.
playlist.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
and
I
do
don't know.
that.
For whatever reason, I wasn't seeing that before, and now it should be at least
Prayers for you, what the quack. Pray.
the prayers. Yeah.
Doctors are coming in my room. We're thinking of you. Good vibes. Gonna be all good news. Good vibes. But yeah, man, I'm with you on that. It takes, as a community, you can't say, oh, when you put a video out. For me, I don't fall into the trap of, well, I've got this person ain't been by or that person ain't been by. No, man, that's not the ones that's gonna that's your community that just gives you that hug, that gives you that support system. But it's the ones that you're trying to get out there, the like somebody that found you random and stayed long enough to watch, somebody that found you through the big world of algorithm, whatever the hell that is, found you. That's the ones where you're trying to figure out your way of bringing something that you like to do and present it to people, no matter what it is. If it's playing, if it's working a puzzle, if you do it in the right way, well, people are going to watch you work that puzzle. You might have to get creative, might have to do some cool stuff, but if you did it right, people will watch. And that's just what that's how I envision a community of creators, and we got consumers that are just that are just consumers. So bless them for being here and supporting and being part of the community. And as creators, we take the things that they have to say, the things that we have to say, the opportunities that we see available, and we start just trying to add it in as you can, the best that you can. It's just that is the community. The community isn't about people coming and making sure that you get 100 views on your videos or any of this. It's truly about, if you want to know how to get 100 views on your videos, then keep trying things differently and taking honest critiques, and don't be hurt by them. Humble yourself and do what you got to do to change it up that little bit. I personally feel like that my numbers don't lie to me. I look at them and I say, okay, well, I'm proud of this video, but I also feel like, too, that after a couple minutes, it was like, okay, this is boring. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to get better, like you can't look at everything through some kind of prism that makes it perfect. You have to look at it from a realist standpoint. Like, okay, does my background suck? Does my video suck? Do I get seasick watching my own stuff? I did on a couple of my like man, that sucked. I don't need to do that like that no more because everything was shaky and all this kind of stuff. So, look at your numbers. Don't dwell on the numbers. I don't dwell on my numbers, but I look at them for my real critique. For my real critique. It's not my beautiful family members and my beautiful community members. I love them and I love seeing them come in, and I know that they full support and all that, and that's great and that's awesome and I appreciate that. But I look at those numbers of the folks that aren't there for that. They're there to watch. And when that number shows me that, hey man, there's a problem with from right here on, ain't nobody sticking around. Well, if I'm real with myself and I'll watch it back, then I can identify like why they turned and like, okay, yeah, I appreciate what I was saying because I also knew where I was going. But I didn't give no intrigue to the viewer to have them anticipating where I was going. That's where I need to change. That's where the change needs to happen. And it's okay to accept that maybe there's changes that you need to do that you're not ready for. I've told this story many times. When I first got started on here, Miss Boogie Time, she had one of the coolest banners. Still does, but her banner was different than the people that in the circles that we were running, the new YouTube creators, new content creators. And I remember she told me exactly like, how I could, because I commented on one of her things about that I just liked the banner that she had. Well, she told me exactly how I could do it. Like, from this standpoint now, knowing what I know now, it's easy as it could be. I could have, it's not hard to do. But at that time, I was like, no, hell no, I ain't even trying to, I ain't ready for all that. I can barely get these videos loaded up into the YouTube thing to get them shared out. So I just knew I wasn't ready, but I knew I wanted to implement it in the future. So, if you hear things, Brother Desi or Brother Clint or anything, you hear things that you think you would like to try. Hey man, well, even if you ain't ready at this point, another week or two or another effort or two, you might be ready. And you just keep adding them as you feel comfortable, man. And as a creator, I think we just got to get used to the ups and downs as well. Remember, it's summertime. People are out doing different things. Seasons are different and everything. So, just don't get discouraged by numbers. Be proud of, if you see that you did good, be proud of yourself. And then take the real numbers, the analytics, and use them to say, okay, I could do this a little different, or I could give a view of this a little different, or whatever. And it'll happen, man. You'll get where there's what, like 3 billion clicks a day or something like that, ain't it, Tommy, or something? It's something crazy on, like, I don't know.
There's trillions of views available to
it's like
us on YouTube.
It's an ungodly amount of opportunity for viewership. I think as creators, you can't. Once again, you lean in on the hashtags, lean in on the description, lean in on the titles, but don't use that as a cop-out way to victim yourself. Oh, well, the algorithm ain't picking me up. Well, maybe you're just not doing a good video. And it's okay to say that to you. Like, okay, I need to do something totally different and still love it and try something new. Set your phone at a different angle. If you look at yourself and you feel like that you're doing an interrogation video, the people that are watching you feel like they're watching an interrogation video. And if your numbers say that they're falling off at 2 minutes, ain't got a dang thing to do with the algorithm. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Whether it's 10 people show up or 100 people show up, if the average says that at about 2 minutes people are dropping out, well, then that means that about 2 minutes we need to take a look at from there on and see exactly what the hell's going on. Or maybe the problem lies in your 2-minute intro. Maybe you should make an intro that makes people want to stay to the 8 minutes. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe the 2 minutes after everybody fell off is the best part of your video. Maybe you didn't set it up proper to keep them there. That's the things that we have to be real with ourselves about. We can't say, well, it was this or it was this or it was it. Nah. Now we fall into that victim game. The next thing you know, we start feeling bad about the fact that we only got 10 views or we only got 20 views or we only got this many views. And then the next thing you know, you're in that rabbit hole of, this one ain't doing it. This ain't doing that. Algorithm ain't. Nah, man. Nah, just be real with ourselves and like, hey, be proud of yourselves for the things that you do and the accomplishments you make. I am super duper proud. More proud of my first few videos than I am of every other one that I did. Just because I did something new. I did something that I was completely, at the time, 1000% uncomfortable at and had no idea what the hell to do with it. I had no clue, none. And I'm most proud of those just because of that. Ain't got a thing to do with the numbers. I could have a video that got 1 billion views and I still would not rank it as a video that I was most proud of. I would be proud of it, be tickled to death like any of us would. But I'm most proud of the fact that I stepped out of my comfort zone and I embraced some of this stuff. Guys, I didn't even carry a cell phone for a whole year before I picked this phone up and bought it at Walmart used for a couple $100, iPhone 11. And that's the technology I started with and was real uncomfortable with that. I just hated it, man. I feel like it's a leash. Like I see my friends, I see my boy, I see my wife, I see people, I see everybody. Man, they can't even run out to the dang store 4 miles out the road. They will drive. They'll be 2 miles. The store's 4.5 miles. Be going to the store. They'll be 2 miles out the road. Forget that they left their phone, turn around to come back 2 miles to get their phone to drive that 4 miles back out to the store to get whatever they were going to get and come back home because they might break down between here and there.
It's funny. Yeah,
it's a leash.
How do we do before the phones and now like it's funny how that feeling, or once you, especially when you realize, I love my phone, it makes your heart sink.
Yeah, and I see it all the time. We're like, well, my wife and I kind of have a rule, and it's not really a rule. It's just the way we do each other. Like, I love my wife, and my wife loves me, and we have a great relationship. We don't argue, we don't fuss, we don't fight. We talk well, I think, with one another. From my standpoint, I feel like we do good with that. But I also don't talk to her all day. If my wife texts me while she's at work, I immediately read that text message because I know that there's something she needs to relay to me. Either the kid needs to be picked up from school or she's got something going on that she needed me to know because it's going to throw her schedule out or something. But my point is like my whole theory is if I spend all day every time I have a chance to call you and tell you every breakdown of my life throughout the day as I go, well, what are we going to talk about when you get home tonight? I'd rather just wait until my wife is sitting right there beside me and she can tell me all about her day.
Ask yourself, can it wait?
Right. If it's right. And the things that people deem emergencies aggravate me to death. It is not, and I just don't want, I hate to say it like this, but my wife knows how I say things and she understands exactly what I'm saying. I don't like nobody well enough to want to hear your daily breakdown, including my wife. I don't want to know your every move. I don't want to know your every move. I don't want to know nobody's every move. I'm just not that dude. And I also don't want you knowing my every move. If I go somewhere, my wife may know that I went and she may not know that I went. It's like
you'll find out when the time is right.
Yeah, man, my mom weaned me off the boob years and years ago, and
well said.
I'm a grown man, and my wife allows me to be a grown man, and it does not. She does not well, my whole refusal was, you will not turn this into a way to keep tabs on me. Either you trust me or you don't trust me, because this ain't keeping me from doing nothing. And, and if you're not responsible enough as a human being to make a decision without me, then we need to work on that. We need to work on that, because I don't need to know your every move. I want you to be able to take care of yourself, because I can't always be there and won't always be there.
You
History
gotta
says
walk
history
out.
says that she's going to outlive me, so there's going to come a day when she's got to do some of these things that maybe they would lean in on you doing right now, which I love being there for my wife. But my whole point is, I like those moments where the anticipation, when I hear the truck come up the hill, I get that little feeling of anticipation that my friend's coming home. She also happens to be my wife, and I want to hear about what went on today. I want to hear about it, because I haven't talked to you all day. So I have that desire to sit down right beside you. I want to sit and talk to you if she wants to talk, or tell me about her day. And that, to me, keeps my relationship healthy. I still don't like being married to a phone. I like to leave it at the house sometimes. I like to go out and do my own thing and not feel like that I'm reliant on it. Because, like you just said, what did we do before? Well, we did what we had to do. That's what we did. And we didn't call nobody until you got to a house that would let you use their phone, or you found a payphone.
Can I
Then you
borrow
find
your
a
phone?
payphone.
Let me call. Let people know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have the phones tracking text. Just you got whatever you got going. Like, can you borrow a phone for a second to let my mom or let someone know that I'm here?
Well, it's just like I like to ginseng hunt, and it's coming up on ginseng season. Now, I probably won't ginseng hunt because the prices ain't very high, and there's no, I'm just probably not going to hunt ginseng this year. But, if I was going to hunt ginseng, 9 times out of 10, I would not take this phone with me. I just wouldn't. That's my chance to be out in the mountain and doing my own thing. And I don't want GPS. I don't want the maps. I don't want apps. Uh I don't want no text messages. I don't want no phone calls. That is my time to be by myself, completely by myself, and self-reliant as well. I've told the story about getting stuck up here on the mountain. I could see the lights of home, but I couldn't make it. And man, it was cold.
We
I had ginseng
all
dog.
have that right.
Yep, I was uh my wife had dropped me off up at the top of the mountain, and I was unaware of a terrible line of thunderstorms that was on its way through. Well, I hunted ginseng all day, and I knew where the house was and everything, and it wasn't dark. Well, it started getting clabbered up on me and clouded up, and the next thing I know, it was raining and storming and everything, and thundering and lightning, and then the dark set in. And I couldn't see to get home. Couldn't Phone wouldn't have done no good. Wasn't nobody could come and get me. And though I got cold, I got and it was a hard night. It was a hard night because it was scary, and it was thundering, and it was lightning, and it was pouring rain. I got cold. Um, but when morning time came and the sun came up, I, f- I it was like that human being connection. It was like, man, that's what that's surviving. You do what you got to do. Nobody could come and help me. I was in a position where it's like, okay, go find you somewhere in the dry the best you can and make it through. And that's what you do. And I enjoy those moments. It's those times that I like, when I know that, okay, it's on me. It's on me. Ain't nobody coming to rescue you. You got yourself into this mess. Now you get yourself out of it, so to speak. But being out in the woods and getting that disconnect for me is important. At work, it was always one of those things. For half of my career, there was no phone like that. Nobody had phones. And then when I come home from penitentiary and went back to work with my boss man, uh, everybody had cell phones. Everybody, and it was a part of everybody's life. But for myself, I just never was that. It's like I don't know. I just didn't even. I wasn't interested in it at all. I had one, but it didn't mean what. And that's also why I lost about 6 phones along the way before I finally was like, all right, I ain't getting one. I ain't going back. I ain't getting no more phones. I lost 2 iPhones. My dad crushed one in the tailgate. We was pouring the pad for his Generac, and I was getting the stuff off the truck, and we got everything unloaded. My pops, man, he went to close the tailgate, and my phone was laying there face down, and it's black, so he didn't see it laying on the tailgate on the tailgate of the truck. So when he raised the tailgate up, it slid down into the crack, and then he crunched it, man. I had over $1,000 in that phone. And I thought, man, I just ain't gonna be spending no more money like that on no. I ain't doing that. It was, I think at the time it was a 14, an iPhone 14. I didn't even know how to use half of it. I text, man. Like that's what I'm good. I can text pretty good. Now I can do a few other things, but man, I was like, I don't need no more phones. This is a call. I left one at the catfish pond. Hey, and this is the thing. Whoever found that phone, found a $50 bill that I'd folded up in fourths. I'd folded it up flat, and I'd put it in the case behind my phone so that if I was ever out and forgot my wallet, I would have, $50 on me. So I not only lost $1,000 phone, I lost my $50 in the dang phone. And then to beat it all, I had to pay, I had it on the automatic refill because I do the poor man thing out at the Walmart just in case I run into a point where I need food worse than I need my phone. Well, I was on the automatic pay thing, and then I had a hell of a time getting automatic pay turned off. I was paying for the phone that some catfish was running around with more than like, I don't know who got it. And they had my $50. And I paid that bill for about 3 months before I could figure out it. I kind of forgot about it and then realized after a few months, like, oh, snap. That's still coming off my stuff, man. So, anyway, I just ain't had good luck with phones. I like them. I just like pushing up on people to let them go once in a while. You can make it without it. You can make it definitely without it. And you know what else is funny? I know I'm getting rambling on. I do this, Tommy. Welcome. You're welcome. What else is weird is I've noticed that since I've been using this phone more than I ever have in my life, I have a weird, like, feeling in that hand because I hold it with my right hand all the time. That's how, I hold my phone like this. This is how I hold it. And I've noticed, like, this weird feeling in my knuckles and stuff sometimes when you're sitting there holding it because I look like my mom when I'm on. I'm like this. Like, if I go to Brother Gen X and he's on live, then that's why I can't. I have to either watch or go on somewhere because I'm this guy. You know what I mean? Like the little screen's so small, I can't hardly see anyway. And then same way, if I'm talking with you, then this is me. This is what I look like because I'm trying to type and say something to you and see what you're doing and hear what you're saying. It's a fiasco for me, man. Anyway, sorry, man. Dang phones. I'm with you, brother Will. I see you out there, man. I see you, brother. Good to see you. 83 is the only number on the neck at William needs repairs.
Be happy we still have something where we can leave it behind right
Yes.
now.
Yes, man. Yes. I just think for me as a man that grew up without them, I just like getting that personal connection back to me again. And somehow leaving this thing sitting here and go mow without feeling like I have to have it in my pocket or go out here and work like me and my boy been doing my mother and father-in-law's porch across the street.
Hard work.
I just like feeling like that it's okay for me to leave this thing set here at the house. I don't have to have it over there with me all the time. And I try to do that purposefully just to kind of keep it in my head, like, man, life for me, like I like having it, but at the same time, I don't feel like I have to, uh,
It's a
I
tool, and you don't always need the tool.
yeah, yeah. I don't like the feeling of like um that I can't go on without. Like I know there's times like, okay, I need to turn around and go get my phone because I'm going to be gone or I'm going to need it for this.
Certainly helpful,
Yeah, it's certainly helpful.
but
But then
it's
there's
not a
times
life
in
or
my
death.
life, like if I'm going over Zachary's house to hang out. Well, there's been many times that I've been over to his house and my phone was here all day. Or was in the truck and I didn't even know where it was at, or it was laying in the woods behind his house. I lost. Oh yeah, that's another place I lost. I lost one at his house for a year. We was up there cutting wood for. He had one of them outside wood burners at the time, and I went over there to help him cut some loads of wood. And we had sat down on a stump, or I'd sat down on a stump, and I'd sat my phone down beside me. Well, we got up and went back to work, and that phone had fell down, and we couldn't find. We looked and looked, couldn't find it. Well, a year later, Zach found it up there cutting wood, but obviously it was not worthy of finding by that point. But man, me and phones, I just like I say, that's when it kind of convinced me like I don't have a personal enough connection to even keep up with it these days. Like I lose them, and it's because I don't think about it enough now. um, this has kind of changed my perspective on using it and everything. But I still like having those opportunities to go take a walk without it, or just to prove to myself I can still do for myself. I don't necessarily have to have the phone to get me. Now I tell you where I do love having the phone these days is being able to Google like information. If I want to know something random real quick, like in your video, you asked about the name of the bayou that was beside you. You know what I mean, or about the origination or whatever of the name within your video. Well, that prompted me to like, I don't even know what the origination of that is. So it's a Choctaw. It's an Indian word. It comes from the Choctaw for bayou. Um, and there was actually bison stuff found in that area 35,000 years ago. So that's pretty cool. But I like being able to pull up those little fun facts, little things like that. That's where Google for me is kind of cool. I like that. Makes everybody smart. Evens the playing field out. Like I could be an attorney now. I can Google. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I feel like I could do a good job. Heart surgery. I
One
could
thing
do
they
heart surgery.
say
I
that
watched
if
a video on heart surgery. I feel like I could probably do that too. Um,
thank you, Google.
yeah, thanks, Scoot. I mean, I don't even take my kid to the doctor no more. I do all the repairs.
They
I'm
don't
kind of like a
say
shade tree mechanic.
was
You
it
know.
YouTube University for nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it really does even the playing field out for some of us that didn't get what would be considered a higher education. Um, I was high during my education, but not anyway. And I didn't quite get a whole education. I had to go back, but they did give me big letters, so I'm pretty proud of that. But like any information you want to learn, it's available if you want to learn it these days. And I like that part of it, and I like the fact that you can like the maps, the directions. If you're going somewhere you've never been, then that's pretty cool to be able to have it do the turns and stuff for you and all that, man. I do like that part of it. It's got its uses, man. It's just like with everything, dude. It's gonna get carried away. Lean in on it. Might as well lean in on it. It's here. You might as well lean in on it. Learn all you can. Do what you can with it. Shout out to everybody being here, man. Coming up on 13 minutes before 1 o'clock. Appreciate y'all. Me and Tommy just having a good conversation about YouTube stuff and just different ideas for the creators out there and community members that might not be creators yet, but your creators or creator lost down deep inside of you. Maybe some helpful little tools maybe just things that we're seeing personally. And that's the only way that I talk about this kind of stuff, is from the angle of I'm just talking about what I personally can see, because that's the best that brother Gen X, I am gonna do memberships. Just so you know. Yes, I am gonna do memberships, and I'm actually utilizing some of the tools available to learn about member. I'll be honest with you, man. I obviously I know what membership means, the word in general, but I've just been trying to understand what what's ex- what's expected out of me when you start offering the membership, and what to provide, and proper ways to handle those types of things. But I am definitely gonna do memberships. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what I'm all what it is that I'm offering, you know, so that I understand how to bring people whatever it is that they're paying for, to make sure that because man, there ain't nothing that would make me feel any worse in this world. If you want the God's honest truth, there's nothing would make me feel any worse than to feel like that I'm somehow not providing people what they paid for. I've lived my whole life like that. I've undercharged and done those types of things my whole life, out of fear of taking something from someone without feeling like I give them their money's worth, or whatever. So I'm just trying to make sure I understand how to bring whatever a membership is and everything, and understand what's expected from me when I do. But yeah, I'm excited to get to do it. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, brother Gen X has membership. I started my memberships yesterday. Still don't know what I'm gonna offer, but I started them. Yeah, man. Yeah, get them started. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm gonna get mine started too. Like, I'm gonna say ASAP, but I'm not like stressed over like I got to do it now. I'm just trying to like just make sure that I understand what I'm obligating, but I guess that's the right word. What I'm obligating to, and whether I can bring what I'm promising, or whatever, whatever you're saying that, is part of it. So that's all. But we're I'm not stressing out about it. I'm just trying to make sure that I know what I'm doing, because I've never been even a member to anything like that. So like sadly enough, I just don't know. So I've never experienced it from either side, um, which I intend upon supporting in that way too, with certain individuals, but I just haven't, and I don't know. I don't know what they offer. I haven't looked into those types of things, so I'm learning what different people offer, what different things they do, what different ways that they trick it up and bring different stuff, and you know what I'm saying, whatever. But yeah, man, brother Desi and brother William, they're having them a good conversation, man. I ain't even trying to keep up with it no more. I done figured out they were talking amongst themselves. Y'all go ahead. Me and Gen X and Tommy, I think I'm gonna just do smoke lives for members only, and we can hang out, come up on panel and smoke. Hey, see, that's now you're that's kind of that's I don't want to say that's the direction I was leaning, but I'm with you on that angle of like definitely including a live portion that is members on, that's for my members only, and can kind of be behind the scenes with me at the house and doing other stuff, um as well as if, other little things. But that's a cool concept, and I think I'm gonna lean in on that just a little bit myself too. Brother Clint, is have those
Fishing,
moments.
fishing out in the woods,
Yeah,
members only.
yeah, different. Yeah, things that you only share out, for your members and stuff like that, which would be pretty cool. But Yeah, man, it's a fun, man. It's just have fun with it. And for those of you like, Brother Clint, myself, Tommy, Desi, others out there that's feel, just kind of feeling their way through, getting things lined out, sorted out for yourself, and doing your thing. Then you just keep adding and doing what you can as you can, and it's gonna work itself out, man.
Ride
Well,
along behind the scenes is always a great thing. Like podcast setup, like funny After Dark. That makes me think of the one podcast I did, D50 After Dark.
yeah, yeah. I like those. I like that
Take
concept.
take the members along with me when I'm on a podcast shoot or something.
Well, and when it's for like members only, for me, it feels okay. Well, that's a more personal connection, and they're paying to see what others don't get to. They're paying to be with you when others don't. You know what I mean? So that's a good concept with the live, is maybe that's one reason why that they're paying to be part of your membership, is that you take them on your journeys every so often, that you're not take yet you don't take, that's not part of your regular thing. So, that'll just be really cool. Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you, Brother Tommy, for coming in, filling in for Shine. It's always nice to have somebody to bounce off of, man. That's just makes it easier to have a conversation between us. But I think it's been a productive conversation, man. Rolling over some of these ideas and just having, different approaches, man, and being real with people. Um, you don't have to publicize those members only lives. So what goes on in members only? Okay, okay. See, that's good to know too. See, that's good to know too. Is that you just take them right straight to private or whatever, and then you ain't got, yeah, man, yeah. See, I'm gonna lean in on that kind of concept myself. Not that I'm trying to copy you, but I'm gonna copy you in that way. I'm gonna lean in um on that side, because that's a good, that's what I'm saying. That I needed to hear that, because um trying to figure out your way of bringing value, you bringing what they're, giving people what they're paying for, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But that's just what we all got to do. Yeah, man. Dude, that's why I say, man, just hearing you say that kind of helps solidify it in my head that's it's a worthy offer, right? I mean, you're trying to figure out a worthy offer for people, because I can't necessarily offer. I can't say, you're paying for a membership to a channel that's going to teach you how to grow a channel. Well, I'm just now trying to figure out how to grow a channel myself, so I can't. That wouldn't be right. Or that I can teach you law. Now I can Google some stuff, but I don't think that qualifies me to teach it to you. So
Yeah,
just
I've mastered the whole podcast video editing. I can take that path.
yeah, yeah. Like you have that portion that you can lean in on like that. That could be part of your like your members pay for that access to be able to, or maybe you have uh, uh, a thing for your members. I was personally thinking that for my members, I would have it in a way where that they could schedule a live chat or a live call with me, or a call, or a Zoom call, or whatever you want to call it, for how if they had questions or comment or anything that they want, whatever, but having that personal connection available in some type of meaningful way, if there was some type of way. But we're all
Think of it
exploring.
this way: is when you're calling up something for like a tech support for any piece of tech item, like I'm not saying like my tech item, like it was a, I forget what it was, story. This guy called some tech support to call up and fix something, and he came up, showed up, fixed the thing in 5 minutes,
No kidding.
and he was like, "They're gone 5 minutes, $100, five
Yeah.
minutes." And like, what'd you do? Like, you were here 5 minutes. Why is it costing $100? And they're like, well, just keep this in mind. You, it's like I this one screw. You pay me for the knowledge to know
Mm,
what I need to screw that in
mhm,
or whatever. You're paying
mhm.
me for the knowledge to know what button to press.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Well, that's why, I mean, as a carpenter, if you're going to lean in on the trade, then people are paying you because you know how to do something they don't know how to do. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole premise behind capitalism and making money is you have something of value, and it's just like how I relate it to the old barter system. Well, it doesn't matter to me whether what I bartered from you is valued at more or not. If you have something I want, I have something you want, and we both feel it a fair trade, then it was a great trade. Well, if I have something that I need done and you have a price in which that you charge to get that done, and we agree on that, then that's the whole idea behind, okay, you have knowledge I need, I have money that you need, and I give that money to you, and that's where getting out of the mindset of being an hour when you've been an hourly worker your whole life. For me, as an hourly man, you're not used to looking at it from the angle of like, well, boss man might be paying you $20 an hour, but he's charging those people $125 an hour, and they're or whatever. So it's like, you just put your price on your price, feel good about what you're do. If you feel good about it, and people will pay you. There'll be people that'll pay you for what they need done. I see you, Gaston. Last time I played in a song on a mic, I was 14 years old. No kidding. No kidding. Yes, too cool. Mine will be soon, Gaston. I'm way behind. I'm not even trying to catch up with the comments. Shout out to brother Desi, brother William, brother Gaston, brother Clint in the house. I appreciate you. I know the conversations are jumping back and forth with everything, and everybody's talking amongst themselves, which is awesome. I'm glad to see y'all doing that. I'm not even trying to read through and figure out what's being said. But yeah, man, we all pick up little things along the way, brother Clint. And I think this is where it also comes in, where like you were just saying, like for those of us that are building a little community together, and you're combining communities and trying to create this bubble system. You're trying to just bring community together into one big community like that. Then it gives us an opportunity as collaboration creators, and you know okay, well, now members that are members on my channel, or well, they may really like what brother Clint does and brother Tommy does. Well, when I do lives for members only, well, maybe well, brother Clint and brother Tommy will be there, or whatever, and their members are part of their of what it just creates a whole thing where that it can get cool. It can really get cool with some stuff. So I'm excited about it, man. Shout out to brother Clint. If y'all haven't been to Gen X, go and check him out. If I don't never tell anybody to do anything as far as spending their money, but go check out his memberships. Go, a worthy man to support. I encourage you to go check him out. Brother Desi, shout out to you, man. I hope you're having an outstanding day. I appreciate you. We always appreciate you. Brother Gaston, appreciate you, man. He says he's going to go. I think he said he was going to go live. Was it? Did I see something about Gaston
He's
said he
talking about his first gig,
might do
whether
might
it's
do a
happening
couple.
or it happened 14 years back.
Yeah, might
14.
do a couple lives in the next 2 weeks. I've been invited to play at a family reunion. I wanted to get used to the nerd. Yeah, hey, I encourage you, man. Do it. Do it. I mean, dude, you'll be fine. You got enough to.
Nerves will
Yeah,
be there the first time, but it gets easier the next time you do it for
yeah,
anything you do.
yeah,
Going
yeah.
on camera, playing guitar, playing in front of people, speaking in front of people, it gets easier the more you do it.
Yeah, and ain't nobody can come through. So far, there ain't nobody jumped out of this screen and I mean, if they do, I hope I have it on film when it happens. I hope that I get, I'll get me a good video. Then I'm gonna have to do nothing but just be here.
Then I'd have to say we're in the metaverse.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, guys, we appreciate y'all being here. It's already coming up after 1 o'clock. Always good vibes. We'll be back Wednesday, 11 to 1. Just gonna be right now. We're gonna be leaning in on just content, and just leaning in on videos, and gonna keep up always good vibes, and gonna keep up the live streams as soon as I get a chance to find out from Shine what his schedule's like and what he's able to do or not do. Then we'll come at you with a schedule. And as for myself, I'm always going to keep on going with the lives in some sort of way. I am going to take just a little bit of a break from good vibes as far as like the Guy and Shine, just to give ourselves a chance to figure out what we're going to do. I'm not going to make up any more promos right yet, so I know times and dates and all that, or whatever. And lean in on the video creation, and I'm going to keep coming on lives. But just kind of mellowing out, connecting with everybody, hanging out, play a couple songs or whatever for a minute, get things regrouped in my head, exactly what I need to do, get a schedule worked out that everybody can live with. Something where I can get things scheduled out a little bit better for my own mental health, just to be able to have things feel like I got it took care of for the week or whatever. Always coming at you with real. I don't like to play games with those kind of things. That's just where we're at with it, trying to get everything worked out with a schedule and get everything worked out. That is something that everybody can manage and do or not do. Either which way. Just trying to come at you with what's exactly happening, how we're trying to manage it, and what we're trying to do to keep moving forward. My keep moving forward is to keep trying. I keep going. As I've said in videos and in other lives, I realize that my star doesn't shine bright enough for me to just expect immediate success. I feel like everyone else is, I'm consistent. I'm going to be here. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep throwing good vibes out. I'm going to keep approaching things the way I want, but I'm also going to keep changing. I'm going to keep bending and figuring out my way of going about doing things and getting things lined out. So, always good vibes to all of my beautiful people. I appreciate y'all being here. We'll be back Wednesday. One love to you, brother Gen X. One love to everybody. Desi, Gaston, everybody, brother William, everybody. Y'all know who you are. I don't need to go back through. I can't even keep up like that no more. Good job, guys. Good job, brother Tommy. I appreciate you, man. I hope that you have an outstanding week. If y'all haven't been by to support brother Tommy, you can find him at Tommy Kenyon 7. Got some cool videos that he just put out in the last week or so, and got more yet to come.
Still got a lot more.
Still got a lot more. So I encourage you, please go check him out, support. And I encourage all of you, go check each other out and support.
And those two playlists, the CC4U playlists, are definitely now collaborative playlists. You can add videos to them now too.
Okay. Hey, we're learning, guys. We're getting there, man. Get all the tools that you can. Get them down as you can. You don't have to learn them all right now. You learn them as you can. But guys, we appreciate y'all be here. You guys have an outstanding couple days. We'll be back on Wednesday. Check out, there'll be some videos dropping on my channel, videos dropping on Tommy's, videos dropping over at brother Gen X and Desi. Everybody, y'all go check each other out. Hit that notification bell. Hit the like button for us if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great afternoon. Let's see what we got pulled up here, man. Let's see. All right, man, I got that one right there. That'll work. All right, man, this little song I wrote called Just So Many Miles Between Us. Appreciate y'all being here. Have an outstanding day. Just so many miles between us. There can be so many more. Been so long since I've seen you. Some I've never seen before. Well, I make a promise to myself, God knows I'll keep. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. It's worth every rest I'm and Daddy, I need to pee, so my son can be around the ones that mean so much to me. Well, I want him to know you and love you all just like me. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. As the miles go by, my mind begins to go to the memories I've made from so many years ago. And I make a promise to myself, God knows I'll keep. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. It's worth every rest I'm and Daddy, I need to be, so my son can be around the ones that mean so much to me. Well, I want him to know you and love you all just like me. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. I won't let the miles between us be so long in